Hey guys, Mrs.Roopa here, and I'm super excited to bring you another time lesson this week. Let's do a quick review before we jump into our new lesson. We have two different types of clocks, the analog clock and also the digital clock. Now, the digital clock just has digits. It shows the hour first and the minutes. Our analog clock is a little bit different. Remember, we have hands. Okay, the short hand tells us what the hour is, and the long hand tells us what the minute is. We learned about telling time to the hour, which means that our minute hand right here is going to be pointing to the 12, and our hour hand is going to be pointing to the main numbers on our clock. Okay, so I have a time set here. Can you tell me what time is on the clock? If you said 2 o'clock, you are absolutely right. The hour hand is pointing straight to the 2, and our minute hand is pointing straight up to the 12. That means it is 2 o'clock. Now, here is a fact that you need to know when you are learning about time. 1 hour equals 60 minutes. So, you will see these little lines that go all around the clock that's right in front of me. There are 60. So, in order for me to get from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, this hand, the minute hand, would have to go around and go to all 60 of these minutes before it would be 3 o'clock. So I want you to see what that is going to look like. As I move the minute hand, keep your eye on our hour hand right here, okay? Watch. Did you see what happened? From the 2 to the 3, it moved. So from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, this minute hand hit all 60 minutes, and then it became 3 o'clock, okay? So now we're gonna learn about something called telling time to the half hour. So if we were to split our clock in half, it would go right down the center. Okay, and if you know what half of 60 is, because remember we have 60 minutes on our clock, you would know that 30, which is the number right here underneath the 6, is half. So check this out. When I move, we're at 3 o'clock right here. When I move my minute hand to the 6, where is our hour hand? It is right between the 3 and the 4, okay? If you see that, just know it is not 4 o'clock yet. We are still in 3 o'clock. It only becomes 4 o'clock when our hour hand is pointing straight to the 4, okay? So right now, my time would be half past 3 because we went halfway past 3, or we could say 3:30. Now, another fact that we need to know when we're telling time is that when you're looking at minutes, you are going to be counting by 5s, which is a super fun way to count. I love counting by 5s. So, starting up here at the 12 and going from 12 to 1 is 5 minutes. Do you see the lines right here? That is what it is. You're going to count by 5s, but you can also count from 1. So let's start there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if my minute hand was pointing to the 1, I would say 5. Okay, let's keep going. 6, what comes after 5? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If my minute hand were pointing to the 2, I would say 10. Let's do one more, and then we're just gonna count by 5s, okay? So we're at 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. If my minute hand were pointing to the 3, it would be 15. Okay, now let's start back up here at the 1, and we're gonna go around and just count by 5s, okay? So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. And by the time our minute hand gets up here, we are at a brand new hour, okay? So let's go back and we're gonna focus on what happens when our minute hand is pointing right down here at 6, which is 30 minutes, okay? So let's say it is 4 o'clock. Now, I'm gonna move my minute hand all the way down to the 30, and I want you guys to see what 4:30 would look like. Let's see, I'm gonna move just a little bit. My 4 is getting caught here. But what's gonna happen is my hour hand is going to be right in between the 4 and the 5. And remember, it is only 5 o'clock if the hour hand is pointing to the 5, okay? So we are still at 4:30 or 4:30, okay? Now, let me set a time, and I'd like for you guys to tell me what time it is. Okay, remember, 4:30. So if you look, our hour would have been 7, and we are at 7:30, okay? So our time would be 7:30 or 7:30. If we're counting by 5s, it would be 7:30. Let's do another one. Let's say we're at 8 o'clock. Okay, what is the hour first? Remember, it's only gonna be 9 if the hour hand is pointing to the 9. Is the hour hand pointing to the 9? Not yet. So we're going to stick with the 8. It is 8:30, or we can say 8:30 because we're counting by 5s. Let's do one more. I'm just gonna pick a random number. Okay, what time do we have here? 1:30, or we can say it is 1:30, right? Let's do one more. Okay, what is our time here? 3:30, or we can say 3:30, all right? The important thing to know, our minutes go by 5s, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. There are 60 minutes in an hour. And another thing to remember, when you're telling time to the half hour, the hour hand is going to be right in the middle of 2 numbers. The correct time would be the number that's right above it, okay? The only way that it would be 4 is if the hour hand were pointing to the 4. But it is not in this case. It is right in the middle, so we would say it still belongs to the 3. So this is telling time to the half hour. And I hope you guys enjoyed it.